I made the point yesterday, and I'll continue to make it, that our economy is reaching a tipping point with this campaign against fossil fuels. I've referred to the golden eggs being laid by coal, oil and gas. Total resource exports this year, $450 billion. The demonised coal export revenue, $120 billion. They are to be removed, presumably, by 2030. Where does replacement revenue come from? And where is the debt likely to finish up? You've got the Treasurer today at the National Press Club blaming Russia for the energy price increase and hence the highest inflation in 32 years. We could have been quarantined from all of this if we had taken advantage of our own resources. I've spoken over and over again since this green energy nonsense took root about the writing of a national economic suicide note. Are the final paragraphs in that note now being written? We need a dose of common sense here, a truckload of it. Let's go to Senator Matt Canavan. Matt, thank you as always for your time. Look, these budget figures are dreadful and the government seems to have no answers. The workers being dudded, inflation outpacing wages by 3.5 percentage points last financial year, another 2 percentage points this year. I suppose Labor have kept their promise to keep wages moving. They just didn't tell us they'd be moving backwards, Matt.
Well, that's right, Alan. You could say the same thing about power prices as well. They're just going in the opposite direction. And there is an unspoken irony here at the centre of this budget, and that is that the savings or the improvements we see in the budget bottom line that the Labor Party like to trumpet are actually only there thanks to our booming resources industries that the Labor Party actually wants to shut down. I mean, they've been telling us that we've got to transition, not gender transition, but to transition our industries to renewables, to solar and wind, and they want to shut down our coal and gas and other mining industries. And they're the very things that are allowing us to afford blowouts in like the NDIS and the Disability Insurance Scheme and other welfare programs. If we don't have, as you say, these golden eggs, we're not going to be able to afford good things in this nation anymore. We will not be a lucky country anymore. And at the heart here, the reason your power bills are going up, the reason interest rates are going up, the reason we've got shortages everywhere is not because Vladimir Putin invaded Ukraine. It's because Western countries signed up to this net zero madness in Glasgow. This has a lot more to do with Greta Thunberg than it does with Vladimir Putin.
Absolutely. Look, I'm not here to piddle in your pocket because everyone who watches this program knows what common sense you articulate. But what they are saying today, where is the opposition? Because the opposition, Scott Morrison raced off to Glasgow. The opposition seemed to be demonising fossil fuels as much as the government. Where does the poor punter out there finish up?
Well, I don't disagree with that analysis, Alan, and I will continue to say to my party, as I did this week, that if we are serious about taking cost of living relief to the next election, we have to drop net zero. We can't just complain about the problem. And there is a clear problem here with people's power bills now looking to go up by over $1,000 next year. That's in this budget. Unlike what Jim Chalmers says, what's actually in the budget is a more than $1,000 increase in your energy bills, potentially more to come as well. And sure, we can run around and say that's terrible, but if the Liberal and National parties have the same policies as Labor when it comes to energy, how can we promise people that there'll be a different energy price outcome? We have to have different policies from this mess to fix up this absolute disaster. We're a country blessed with some of the world's greatest resources, energy resources, is in energy poverty. The way to do that is to unlock those resources, to use them. And we have to drop our commitment to net zero to do that. We cannot let China continue to flout these international agreements, steal all our jobs. We should be putting Australians first.